everybody, it's me GhostCritic and I've got another retro comic rewind for you. Almost never happened this week because somebody only did half a job. I'm looking at you, Matt. You only picked the letter X. I asked for a number, I never got one in time. Probably quite fortunate because he picked X again, and I think he was going to do something really horrible and pick a number that had me rooting through endless boxes trying to find that particular number. So instead I picked one. So this week I picked the letter O and issue number 36 of all the O comics I have, and that turned out to be Outsiders issue 20 from DC, back in March 2005, written by Judd Winnick and Carl Kerschel. I've only got myself to blame for this, really. It begins like one of those issues where the last story arc, they've just done away with the villain, and this is kind of a timeout, a break, for them to kind of gather themselves and re-energise kind of deal. So while most of the team are off taking a break, we stop in with Jade and Corey, who are kind of patrolling the HQ, the headquarters, I guess, and they accidentally barge in on our two lovebirds from the front of this issue. Shift, who's basically a kind of metamorpho wannabe character, and his girlfriend at the moment, Indigo, who's a kind of inorganic being with like a computer brain, and they're kind of getting it on, and obviously embarrassment ensues. Quick exit by Corey and Jade, who have a semi-humorous conversation about all the places they've had sex, basically. So the rest of the issue is left with our two lovebirds, who are very much in love, however weird it kind of actually is when you think about it. Like I said, Indigo is this kind of inorganic being, and Shift is, well, he's everything really. He can be mist, he can be rock, he can be some sort of gas. So I guess in a way they are kind of made for each other. It just looks a bit weird. And they decide to go out after cleaning themselves up and dressing themselves back up, and decide to go and paint the town red and go out for a meal. But this is comics. Nothing is that easy, and as they are preparing to go out, looking all dapper and sexy, we have this villain infiltrating the headquarters called Shrapnel. Now there is absolutely no explanation whatsoever why he's there, what he's there for, and what he hopes to achieve. He's just there. So it's down to Shift and Indigo to put our villain down. Shrapnel is a kind of villain made completely out of, well, metal. He can assimilate anything around him that's metal to make himself a body. So we have this big, quite inventive fight scene between him and our two lovebirds, where eventually he is defeated. It's a very standard comic book, really. There is no explanation, like I said, whatsoever about all this stuff that happens, and it just seems to be plonked in there. I think not only is the team taking a break, but I think Judd Winnick was taking a break on this issue. However, right at the end, it does set up our next storyline, as while our team are cleaning up the mayhem and the chaos that has ensued from fighting shrapnel, Indigo finds out through kind of trying to put back together these kind of fibre optic wires and stuff that that their benefactor, this Optitron, who has kind of funded their headquarters and paid their kind of wages, so to speak, is actually a cover. The cover is, and we were thinking maybe it's going to be some villainous society. No, it's Wayne Industries. One member of the Outsiders ain't happy. Guess who that is? Of course, it's Nightwing, and this kicks off the next story arc. It's not the greatest piece of literature known to man. It's not the most elaborate story. I think it was just downtime for all of them involved in this issue. So that's Outsiders issue 20 in a nutshell, basically. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you comment in the box below and throw some letters at me for next week. The instructions on how to participate in this video will be at the end, but just make sure you read those instructions carefully. Until next week, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.